Alright, YouTuber, welcome back to the channel. For today's video, we have 3 extremely broken mechanics to help you guys win more gunfights. And right now, there is a bit of a bug with the movement setting, so we're going to go through it really quickly. I play on hybrid. Now, when you're playing on hybrid, everything feels smooth, the dolphin dives feel great, and what you're supposed to be able to do is slide into a prone. But as you can see, when I'm sliding, I'm not able to go prone. So for now, the short-term fix is to put it on tap to slide. So as you can see, I'm able to go into a prone. Now, I personally don't like this. It feels really sluggish and delayed, and I'm not a big fan, but just for the demonstration, I'm going to show you, and I'm just hoping that they fix hybrid as quick as possible. For you guys that are wondering, that is the big problem. Hybrid is broken right now. So yeah, anyways, move on. So tip number 1, mechanic number 1 is going to be sliding into a prone, which is why I wanted to go through that. So it might be a little bit weird right now because I don't have the hybrid on, so it's going to feel a little bit weird, but we're going to try it anyways. What you want to do is when you're sliding around corners, you want to go into a prone. It is by far the best way to approach gunfights. Let me show you here in the kill cam. What happens is when you go around the corner, they're expecting you to be on the body level, but as you go around, and you're seeing it right now, you go into a prone and it can make some insane combinations. Let me show you some of them. So if I was going through in a fight and I do that, so if I go like that, again, it feels weird just because of the hybrid, but if I slide around the corner and then I do like that jump, it just makes one of the most craziest animations in the game. You go around. It's so hard to do with this new button, but I'm trying my best there. It's just weird to do with this. The slide just feels so unnatural. It really does. So I look like a bot right now. Literally the first time I've tried it. It's just because without hybrid. But you want to slide around and then you go prone. And then you can stand and go to a jump. So if I slide around and go prone and stand into a jump like that, it looks so insane. Now, obviously, you don't want to do that all the time, but it just allows you to have the extra layer to your game, right? If I'm going through in a gunfight and I see someone, I can dolphin dive sideways, or if I go left here, I can kind of slide into a prone, and let me show you how it looks on their screen. It's not just sliding sideways now, you're adding that extra layer to your game. So again, it looks kind of weird here just because I'm not able to fully show it, and that's not on me, that's on the game, bro. This game needs to be fixed right now. But anyways, you're going through, if you back away, you can go into a prone like that, and then you can stand up and jump, and it just creates some crazy combos. Let me show you how it looks in game. You've seen some clips now, and the biggest thing, the reason why I just love this mechanic is because it's so easy to use when it gets fixed again. It's just you basically hold the slide button and that's it. You just hold the slide button, and when you're going around the corner, instead of just sliding, you go into a prone. And the reason I feel like it's so strong is because when you're sliding normally, people think you're slide canceling, so they expect you to kind of get up again. But when you go into a prone, it just messes up their centering, and it just is hard for them to react to. And if you know that you're going to slide into a prone, you can kind of react quicker and just adjust to the fight, where for them, they're reacting to your movement, so it's always going to be difficult for them. So I recommend always sliding into a prone, especially when you know where someone is and you're cammering the corner. It's just a great way of using the mechanic. And sometimes, yeah, feel free to mix it up. Like I mentioned, you could slide into a prone and then as you're shooting, kind of stand up and then jump. And what happens is you go from your, imagine their screen, right? They're seeing you shoot. As you go down into the prone, they're going to center down, and then you stand up and jump. It just really throws people off. Another one is like sliding backwards in a fight. Imagine you're seeing someone, instead of just standing there, you slide backwards, but as you slide backwards now, you go on the floor. So you're kind of like doing a that portable drop shot. It's just a great mechanic. And the other one is going forward and doing it. So you could slide forward and then go into a prone, and you basically kind of like land flat on your ass basically. And again, it just throws people off guard because they think you're going to be slide canceling or be your level, but when you slide into a prone, you just stand there and you're on the floor slanted, and it really throws people off. You're seeing it in the clips now. For me, the best way of doing it is when I know someone's slightly weak, or I know they're around a corner, and I go to commit to the fight. I wouldn't do it if I don't know where someone is, because what happens is you essentially are going around the corner, and the only disadvantage is when you slide into a prone, you're stuck there, right? That's when you want to use a normal slide cancel, or the slide is when you want to keep moving. But when you know where someone is and you want to engage in that fight, this is where the mechanic is perfect. It throws off their centering and you'll get a lot more kills. Okay, into mechanic 2 now. As you can see, we're back on hybrid. I just couldn't do the other one. It just felt awful. But this is going to be dolphin diving. Exactly the same situations we spoke about. But instead of sliding now, you want to dolphin dive. And what happens is it creates a little bit of uncertainty for the opponents. They don't really know where you're coming from. So for example, if I see him right there and I shoot him like that, instead of just jumping, if I dolphin dive like that, it's gonna throw them off a little bit. Now that situation may be a good one, but you can use it all the time. So for example, I go around to P1, I can dolphin dive into cover and then stand up. Like, it just allows you to be creative, especially with Omni movement. It's no longer just like dolphin diving. By the way, I put the health on 50% if you're thinking why I'm getting melted. So if I want to show you a demonstration with the bot, you can see it. But if I go for it like this, like that. You could go into cover, and it's a little bit different to jumping. Let me show you what I mean. When you're jumping, it's a little bit one-dimensional in terms of the speed, and you kind of have to get really close. So if I wanted to jump off like this, I have to do this. I have to kind of jump like that, and I feel like you're in the air for longer, more of your body showing. It's not as clean, right? So I wouldn't like to jump off that building as a, you know, main problem. What I like to do, if I know I want to go there, is let's say I know he's on the point and I want to go around, I can kind of dolphin out like that, and you just basically fly at them. And when you're jumping, your whole body's in the air, but when you're diving, think about it, like you're only the front of your body's going in. It's kind of like the angle is showing less. So let me show you what I mean. If I can show, like, I can try to hopefully show you the kill cam here. For example, if I go around, let's say I'm like, oh, I'm one shot and I dolphin dive off like that, hopefully it kills me. You will see how it looks. It just looks a little bit different. Let's see. So right now, if I was to jump around the corner, it's easy, but you see that dolphin dive, it just adds that extra layer where you're kind of stretching the map. So a great way of doing it is around this corner, right? What I could do is slide cancel, get the shots off. But if I know he might be there, I could do this. You see as I dolphin dive there, like it's basically impossible for him to kill me. Hopefully the bot can come up here. Go on, bot. Let's get a little insight. There you go. So right now, if I know he's there and I want to shoot him, I go through. If I want to dolphin dive like that, you see that? Hopefully he kills me now. And you'll be able to see how it looks. Now, right there, I didn't hit him, but you can see that it's basically impossible for him to hit me. So imagine that's the situation. You dolphin dive across, you make them weak, and then you slide cancel. So if I know someone's there, I can dolphin dive across. Now I can stand up again, I can slide, and just add some variety to your game if I slide across like that. But what you don't want to do is this. You don't want to dolphin dive into the open, because now there's no escape route. So you want to kind of like go through. So if I go through like that, now I'm out of there. You see? So it's similar to the slide, but it adds a bit of layers to movement. If I have to dolphin dive backwards, I can. It's just adding the dolphin dive to your fight right there. Look at that. Again, he thinks I'm going to stand there. If I dolphin dive backwards there, it just adds an extra layer. I wouldn't do it in that situation. For me, the best situation is like this. And that's the best situation. Then you can use a short jump. It's just those scenarios where you're going between cover. Instead of sliding, you dolphin dive. It's just a mixture of movement, and it makes it a lot harder for them to kind of, it just makes it harder for them to react. Another one is like on P1, I'll go through, I will dolphin dive into cover like that, and I'll just get behind the point. It just makes it nice and easy to move around. And let's go through some clips and show you how good it is in game. You're seeing it right now. Like, it's not something I do all the time, right? But it's just a nice, I think it's a nice extra movement that it's kind of like a skill gap as well. It's one of those where if you can use it efficiently, it can get you those extra kills in the game, and it's just a nice thing to have. But what you don't want to do, it's kind of like that extra icing on top of the cake. You don't want to overload your movement with dolphin dive every single time, but it's good to have, especially when you're going one way and they think you're not, then you just boom, dolphin dive out, and it's just like, it's a good way to finesse in the gunfight. It just looks crazy because on your screen, yeah, cool, it looks fine, you're kind of going at them, but on their screen it's like a faster version of the jump with more distance. So if you can time it perfectly, especially when we're kind of shouldering corners or dolphin diving into fights, it's really useful. My favorite way to do it is when I know someone's weak and I'm going around the corner, instead of just sliding, which is predictable, they might pre-fire me or have their centering on me, I will dolphin dive from a little bit of height, and that way my momentum's going to go through, and it's just unnatural. They don't really know where I'm going to come from, and it makes the kind of closing of the fight a lot more beneficial, and that's going to be why it's a part of my 3 broken mechanics. Let's get right into mechanic number 3. This last mechanic is something I truly call broken because of the dynamic of it. It's essentially a mechanic where you cannot use it. The pros have banned it, rightfully so. It's just that good. So we're going to go through it now. It's basically snaking, and let me show you what snaking is, how to use it and stuff like that, okay? So what happens is on your screen, what you see isn't exactly what the opponents see, okay? So what I mean by that is right now, when I crouch, if I was to stand up and shoot, if I was to stand up and shoot, hopefully it shows the start. You can see, let's see this. You see that? You see that? As I go up and shoot, it looks a little bit different. So what it basically does is your screen kind of shows you one way, but their screen shows you something else. So when you snake effectively, let's say I prone and then I stand up and shoot like that. You see how quick I go down? On their screen, they won't even see me. So let me show you. If I do that, like on their screen, he might not even see me there. So what happens is by the time you go up and shoot and go down, the game from the other POV is registering this. They're trying to register you go up. By the time they register you going up, you've already gone down. So all they can do is kind of leave your ghost there. You can't actually see them, but the shots go through. So right, like, look at this. You see how he's shooting me? And he just kills himself. Nice one. Thank you. Thank you, Ames. But you see how he's shooting me right now? He can't actually see me. So if I was to do this in a very simple way, see how he's struggling right there until I overcommit? Let's see how it looks. Look at that. It's crazy. Because on my screen, I saw basically all of him. But on his screen, he sees a very, very small part of my head. So it's an extremely broken mechanic to use. Most of the time, I feel like when people are trying to snake, they overcomplicate it. But all you need to do, let me quickly kill him. He comes the other side here. This is 50% health as well before you start tweaking, but how weak it is. But right now, what you don't want to do is this. You don't want to go down and go up. Go down and go up. Because if you think about it from the enemy's POV, it's still difficult, but they know where you are. What you want to do is this. You want to kind of go down and go up like that. Now, this is much more efficient because then he doesn't know what area you're coming from. So let's see this from his POV right there. Like, look, you see how he's having to guess, basically pre-fire perfectly? He ends up shooting me through the wall there. That's probably the most efficient way of playing it. But just to go back to that example, if you go there and you know someone's coming through, instead of standing here like this, you go prone and you snake it so that when you see them, you rip them and you go down. You see how much more cover I'm having? It's so much more. Now, what you don't want to do is what I'm doing there. You see how I'm kind of just snaking for the sake of it and missing the shots? That's what people do as well. They snake, 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 and they don't focus on the shots. You need to be efficient with it. So you go prone. Instead of standing up straight away, go prone, reposition, and then stand up. Because that way you're coming out from a different area. So if I go prone here, they might pre-fire this bit. If I stand up like this, go prone, stand up like that, it's much harder for them to predict. So what you want to do is you want to go down and then stand up from somewhere else. So that way, if I'm pre-firing this guy here, I see him go down there, I'm going to be watching it, watching it, watching it. If he comes up from there, and I'll watch there, and he comes up from there, it's so hard to deal with. What you don't want to do is this. Well, let me show you how you actually snake. So if I go down, go prone, go prone. You see how I'm missing the shots? You want to line it up a bit. So you want to go prone, stand up, prone, stand up, prone, stand up. And just get ready. Just line up the shots. And like that. So that guy just fried me right there. I, again, missed my shot right there. Let's see. I think he's wallbanging me a lot here. Yeah, the bot's got aimbot. So right there, it's just a good example of what to do to counter him. My man showed me how to counter the snake, but this guy's making my point irrelevant here. But I'm going to show you some clips in the real game, but snaking is insane. And just another layer, which is kind of nerdy, but you know when you're standing like this, right? Imagine I'm standing like this. Okay, kill him. Imagine I'm standing like this, okay? And I'm coming around the corner and I'm the opponent. If I do this, if I know he's there and I do this, and then that player's looking at me, then I kind of slide cancel like that, I can rip his head off and get out. But when you're snaking, you're making it harder. Even if you snake like this, which is an easy way of doing it, just crouch. Just keep crouching and moving left and right. You're just making it a little bit harder by using the head glitch. And for him, you're not just standing there. So if I come through the left now, the opponent will be doing this. So let me show you what I mean again. This is just a simple way of doing it. And look at this. We stand here now. Look at the kill cam now. Look how insane it looks. Like, can you see how he's kind of having to guess there? It's still not impossible to play against, but it's harder. So he just adds that layer. Now, the reason why it wasn't impossible is because I was crouching. When I'm crouching, half of my head's still showing. So you do the same thing, but instead of crouching, you want to prone. So when you prone, you have more area to move and you're harder to see. So right there, if I was to go prone, it's much harder for them to kill me. Much harder. So let's hopefully this bot comes in. I'll show you one more time. And what you want to do is just be efficient. What people do is they snake for hours and they just keep snaking. Like, bro, stop snaking. Just snake once and then shoot like that. Snake once and then shoot. You just need to use the cover, line up your shot, and then go. Bro, how am I missing all the shot? That was terrible. But yeah, let's go through some gameplay and show you some in-game examples. I would say the biggest thing that I probably go through when I'm coaching subscribers on snaking is I feel like some people, what they do is when they snake for the sake of it, right? And you're seeing in the gameplay now, like, you have to be efficient with it. You have to snake, but you have to just make sure you're utilizing your health and just getting that damage off, okay? And the second thing is, like, when you're snaking, use the whole head glitch. So let's say you have an area that's like 10 meters wide, right? You want to use that whole area. If you snake in the same spot, what happens is it becomes predictable. They find the pattern and they can pre-fire you. But if you're snaking left and right and you're being really annoying, it just makes it so much harder for them to hit you. And when you pop up as well, don't just snake and not put pressure. The whole point of snaking is to put pressure on them. Too many people, when they snake, they're snaking, but they're not putting pressure. And then you're just going to get shot in the process. So when you're snaking, make sure to shoot. As soon as you pop up, shoot and go back down again. I want you guys to think about the arcade, right? You know whack-a-mole? When you have to hit the mole when it comes up, you have to smack it. It's like that. It's like that, but in a head glitch. So they have to predict where you're coming from and shoot you straight away, but you have the advantage because you know when you're popping out and you know where you're coming from. So you always have the advantage. You can pop out, shoot, boom, get back into cover, come out from a different area, and they have to keep tracking you. And those are 3 ways to improve in your game now. 3 broken mechanics that will help you guys reach your PR rank. If you guys want coaching, check out the Discord link down below. Create a coaching ticket. If you guys want any more videos like this, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys for another one tomorrow. Peace.